So, welcome, ladies, and thank you for joining me for this Synced Masterclass to help you make the most of your membership. So, by way of introduction, hello, my name is Kristine Peacock, and I am a Synced Success Coach. I'm the newest member of the instructor team, so I do Monday lunchtime Tabata workouts. I'm a community manager in the Facebook group, and I'm also a wellness advisor for the Hormone Project. So I am definitely a part of the team here on Team Simplicity. So I'm a fitness enthusiast, culinary nutrition expert, and a mom of three. I'm 44, and I can honestly say I'm in the best shape of my life, despite having three babies, hypothyroidism, and right now I'm in the thick of perimenopause. But all thanks to healing my hormones and really exercising and living in alignment with my cycle and leaning into also better understanding the moon phases as well. So whether you are a cycling woman or whether you are following the moon calendar because you don't have a period for whatever reason, whether you're on the birth control pill or you've had a hysterectomy or an IUD, breastfeeding, pregnant, or you're in menopause as well. So today I am going to cover how to best use Synced in your everyday life. Like I said from the top, whether you're an OG or brand new or somewhere in between, making the most of your membership and giving you a tour of the program on the back end. So what that looks like, on the inside. And I'm just gonna make sure that I've got that all queued up and ready to go as well. So, a few more ladies joining us in. Welcome, welcome. So, so this is also going to be a great opportunity for a refresher and a reminder on the powerful shifts that you can experience when you lean into that cyclical living. So like so many of you who are live on the call, you've mentioned in the comments, you're not using the membership to its full potential. So before we begin though, I wanted to share my synced story with you. And so I'm embarrassed to admit this now, but it wasn't until I was 40 that I actually learned that there were 4 different phases of our female cycle. Never mind when I was in my teens and my early 20s, and I just thought you had your period and then every other day of the month you could get pregnant. I spent the better part of 3 decades not understanding the power of my female body and the menstrual cycle. And, let me know in the comments, does that resonate for you as well? Do you feel that you never got that education about your body and the power that your body holds? So then 2.5 years ago, even before the pandemic started, I was starting to notice that my clothes weren't fitting. My hair was falling out, and I was feeling the stress of work and house and the family and finances. And to compensate, I was over exercising and under eating, and I was doing all the other things. And even with my nutrition background, I knew there was something else going on and I wasn't able to figure it out on my own. And so that's where I entered the Hormone Project. And like so many of you, I had been fangirling Jen for years, and the Hormone Project had been on my bucket list since she launched it in 2017. And it wasn't until December of 2019 that I knew I was going to put it on my bucket list in the new year, and I did. So the Hormone Project in 2020 was a catalyst for me to heal my hormones, my thyroid, and my body so that I could step into the power of cyclical living. And here I am now on the inside. And so I really am the poster child for the business and brand that Jen has built, because I now live in alignment with my menstrual cycle and the moon, because I'm really starting to shift into that perimenopause now. So I look and feel better now at 44 than I did in my 20s and 30s in terms of my energy and my strength and my body composition. And I'm actually looking forward to perimenopause because I feel so empowered in my body as a woman. And that's thanks to all of the programs that Jen has put out into the world. So that's my synced story. And I would love to hear about your synced stories as well. So whether you want to share that in the chat or share it in the Facebook group, I feel like having that connection between each other, you know, none of us is born knowing this. It's definitely not taught in schools. I was an educator for 20 years, never taught any of this when I was a teacher. And now that I have 3 of my own daughters, 2 who are teenagers and 1 who is getting there, I've witnessed firsthand how understanding my body first gives them the empowerment and the autonomy and the authority to better understand their bodies as well. So let's get started. And I want to start by sharing with you my top tips for making the most of your synced membership. And then I'm going to share my screen with you and take you on a little tour of the back end of what the membership site looks like. We will click on things and I'll share my screen. So tip number 1 is to track your cycle. And so this is for menstruators. Use an app. There's lots of great apps out there. Period Tracker, Wilding, Wild AI, Flow, Clue, Stardust. Find a free app on your phone and start tracking. If you don't use an app or don't want to, then use a pen and paper. I do that as well. I color code everything. Or go, if you're in menopause or no longer have a cycle, then download a moon calendar to help you understand and start by anchoring the full moon and the new moon. So if you're watching this in real time, there was a full moon just on Sunday. So anchoring those 2 moon phases to help you get started. And because these are the rhythms and cycles that really can support our bodies. And that's what we want to start leaning into. So tip number 1 is track your cycle or the moon. Tip number 2, when you're starting with Synced, read the guidebook. So the guidebook is on the membership site. And I'll show you exactly where that is. It's a PDF, and that's where everything that you need to know to get started is contained. I hosted an AMA last week in the Facebook group, and there was a lot of ladies asking questions about where to start. Where's this program calendar? Where do I find recipes or seed cycling or moon phases? How do I know more about that? You're going to find it inside the guidebook. So that guidebook is really a valuable place to start, where Jen teaches you the tools about cyclical living and how to really harness, whether it's the moon or your menstrual cycle or anything and everything in between, because not all of us are regular 28-day gals. So this is really foundational for you to help you understand those 4 phases of your cycle or the moon, right? I lived 40 years before I even knew any of them. Tip number 3 is follow the program calendar that's inside that guidebook for 2 to 3 cycles. Determine your fitness level. So are you a beginner, intermediate, or advanced? And figure out your cycle length. So if you're a menstruator, there are 3 different cycle length program calendars. There's a shorter cycle length for anyone with a cycle that's like 21 to 24 days. There is the moon calendar, which is a 28-day. So that's whether you are a menstruator with a regular, 26 to 28-day cycle, you would follow that calendar, or if you follow the moon. Or there's also a program calendar for women with longer cycles, 30 plus days. There is a calendar for that. And each of those calendars has a level of fitness, the beginner, the intermediate, or the advanced. So in total, there are 9 different program calendars to help you get started. So find the program calendar. It is inside the guidebook. Determine your level of fitness and pick the calendar that fits your cycle or your body. And here's a little pro tip. If you are just getting started and you want to follow that program calendar for 2 to 3 cycles, start with the beginner. Then the second month, do the intermediate program calendar. And then your third month, try the advanced calendar. That's how I would suggest getting started. Tip number 4 is to try seed cycling. Now, seed cycling is a really great way for women who do have a bleed to optimize the different nutrient deficiencies and different hormone fluctuations throughout each phase of your cycle. So just a little, little recap on seed cycling is if during the first half of your cycle, during your bleed, so when you're on your period and in the follicular phase, that's where you're going to want to incorporate flax seeds, ground flax seeds, as well as pumpkin seeds. And then the second half of your cycle, when you're in ovulation and the luteal phase, that's where you want to shift to sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. So that's going to help with the different nutrients. It's going to help your body detoxify and move those hormones as well. If you no longer have a cycle, if you're not menstruating, you can still seed cycle, but it doesn't help in terms of the hormonal piece of the puzzle, but it's a nice way just to keep variety. So tip number 4, try the seed cycling. And again, in the guidebook is where Jen has a real thorough description of how to incorporate seed cycling into your nutrition. Tip number 5 is try out some of the live classes. So as it stands, I've lost count of how many live classes there are a week. I think there are 3 live classes on a Monday. There's 1 on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday, 1 on Friday, or a couple on Wednesday maybe. So now there's a dedicated yoga flow day on Monday evenings. There is Tabata also on Mondays. There is more of a cardio focus on Fridays. There's an early morning, there is mid-morning, there's lunchtime, there's evening classes live. So check the monthly calendars. They are emailed out and they're also posted in the Facebook group. They're also on the membership site. So try some of those live classes as they fit into your schedule and as they fit into the phase of your cycle. If you can't make a class live, but you love the sound of it, those will all be uploaded and into the membership site onto those playlists. And again, I'll show you how to do that. Tip number 6 is join and engage with the Facebook group. In the Facebook group, you can set your notifications to see all posts. And this way, you're not just seeing highlights, you're not just seeing the posts of your friends or admin, you're seeing the posts of all the women in the community. And this community of synced ladies is amazing. Like, there is such help and cheerleading and encouragement and advice and information in this group to really make the most of your membership. Tap into that. I mean, not many of us love Facebook anymore, but I show up to Facebook for that synced community. So that hot tip is to set your notifications to see all of the posts. And tip number 7 is to use the membership site. And I'm going to show you what that looks like by sharing my screen. So the site has the seasonal meal plans for you to download. You can access all of the different 4-phase libraries, as well as the quickie playlists. We're going to post this video inside the membership site as well. And there's other tools inside of that as well that I'll show you once we get on there. So those are my quick tips to help you make the most of your synced membership. So I'm going to pause now before I share my screen and just reach out to those of you who are live on this call and just seeing if you have any questions on any of those tips that I've mentioned so far. And then again, once I share my screen, I'll go through the membership site and the back end, and I'll pause for more questions as well. So while I'm getting that set up and sharing my screen, I am going to ask you, if you do have a question, pop it in the chat. And I'm going to share my screen. And please don't judge me on all of my open tabs, because that's also how my brain works. All right. Okay. Uh-oh, it's saying it can't share my screen. Disability. Uh-oh. All right, I might have to do this as a separate recording. If it looks like I am not able to. Yeah, Mandy's saying click the share screen at the bottom. Yes, I did that, and it's coming up and saying there's something in my security and settings. Oh, screen recording. I wonder if that. Sorry, ladies, there's tech issues here. Okay. Wouldn't be camera. Okay, I'll have to do a separate screen recording to share my screen with you to take you through that membership site. So, and I will do that for you, and we'll make sure that we link that up in the recording and on the replay for this. So let me go into the chat and see what kinds of questions that you have, and then I can just kind of take you on a little bit of an overview of the membership site, and I'll share my screen and we'll do a recording on that. Okay, so somebody's asking, any tips for injuries? I'm in the moon with a torn rotator cuff. Oh no, okay. So definitely with any kind of injury, I would absolutely recommend that you work with a practitioner who can help you heal that injury, whether it's a physiotherapist, an osteopath, a massage therapist. And for right now, unfortunately, I would suggest a couple of things. I would suggest that you avoid upper body workouts. And all of the workouts are identified as a full body, upper body, lower body, that kind of thing. So I would avoid doing the upper body workouts for right now until you get the green light and go ahead to start exercising your upper body. And then the other recommendation that I often give for ladies with injuries is I suggest that you just do menstrual phase videos if you are suffering with an injury. So no matter what phase you're in, no matter the phase of your cycle or the moon, just click on menstrual phase videos while you're healing. And whether that's an injury or stress or your adrenals are fried or you're just a real beginner back to exercise, start with the menstrual phase videos to begin. All right, another comment here says, my cycle has recently gone crazy long and shorter cycles. Not sure which calendar to follow. Yeah, so if I were you, having an irregular cycle, I mean, there could be a variety of reasons why you're having an irregular cycle. Is it stress? Is it perimenopause? Is there something else going on? So I'll pin that for a moment, but in terms of which calendar to follow, if it's super irregular, I would start following the 28-day moon, like the 28-day calendar, and use the moon to anchor your workouts in that cyclical rhythm. And then the other thing I would add and suggest to you is if your cycle really is getting irregular, if you notice changes in your cycle, if your periods start getting really, really heavy, that's an opportunity, and that's kind of beyond the scope of Synced, and that's where the hormone project comes in. And so whether it's your cycle is changing, the flow of your period is changing, Jen's doing a whole series on breast health and breast. So if you're having issues with your breast health, tenderness, anything like that, your PMS, your moods, I would definitely reach out to us to ask about the hormone project. I'm a wellness advisor with the team. So you and I can just set up a quick call to chat about what you're struggling with, how it's impacting your daily life, and maybe there are some things that we can suggest inside of the hormone project or other resources or podcasts that we could send you to get that figured out. So I kind of wanted to answer that one in two ways. Someone is asking, do the live classes mention the phase and level? So the classes do not mention beginner, intermediate, advanced. No, the live classes don't mention that, nor do the workouts that are uploaded and recorded. The level of fitness has more to do with how many days a week that you're working out and how many rest days you're taking. So I would say if you're feeling like you're a beginner, then I would start with working out 3 days a week. If you're an intermediate, then it's probably 3 to 5 days a week. And if you're an advanced, then I would say that you're probably looking at working out 5 to 7 days, 5 to 6 days a week. Let's say that. We're always moving our bodies. So I know Jen's a big proponent of that. But the live classes always mention in the calendar what phase of the cycle that the class is for. So usually there's a letter. So F is for follicular, O is for ovulatory, L is for luteal, and M is for menstrual. If it's a video or a live class that's good for all phases, it'll say A or all. And then when we're lining up the phases with the moon phases, they do complement each other. So menstrual phase would be new moon. The follicular phase would be waxing moon. The ovulatory phase would be full moon, and the luteal phase is the waning moon. So check out the little, and at the bottom of the calendar, there's also a little legend to explain which of each of those phases they are. And then when you're on a live class, all of the instructors mention modifications. And of course, you're at home. You get to choose what kind of weight you're going to be lifting for that workout. You can do workouts with just your body weight. Jen often talks about earning your way to lift the weight. And so start with your body weight if you're a beginner. And then you're going to want to just slowly creep up those weights, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, ankle weight, and then moving up to 10 pounds, 12, 15s, 20s, 30s, 40s, if you can get that far. But definitely, if you're a beginner, begin with body weights and bands, and you can get an amazing workout with that. So earn your weight. Let's see. Oh, great. Somebody's, contacting their naturopath soon. Okay, so somebody else is asking, what should you focus on first, food or exercise? I find I get overwhelmed with all the information or try to do it all at once and work myself into adrenal burnout. That's not great. So being that synced is first and foremost an exercise series. It's an online fitness studio. If you're joining Synced, then I would say get started with the exercise first. That's why you joined the membership to begin with. The meal plans, the recipes, the cookbooks, the seasonal meal plans, those are just bonus. So, but it's totally up to you. So that's what I would do. I would start with the movement. Start leaning into energetically, how do you feel at each different phase of your cycle? And start leaning into the exercise based on the phase that you're in. I hope that helps. Another question. Keep bringing them in, ladies. I'm struggling to get started. That's totally okay. That's why we're all here. I think I'm nervous because in the past, when I started working out, it would make me feel awful. Now that I've been in the hormone project and working on healing, I believe I'm ready to start exercising again. I'm just a little nervous. So that's where you're going to want to start slow. That's where maybe if you're just starting, you lean into the beginner phase of the program calendar. But if doing a workout wipes you out for the next 3 days, you need to do a little bit more healing. And that's where I would say just do menstrual phase videos to get started. Just access the library, only the menstrual phase videos to get started, and then do that for a month. And then once you start feeling better and stronger, try the beginner calendar or start adding in some videos from the luteal phase and see how you feel that way. Another question here. I'm 8 months into Synced, yay, and have completed the 3 phases. Great. beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then the advanced for 3 months. Started synced stacked, which you enjoy. Yeah, synced stacked is a written format. Also nice to have workouts that you can follow and listen to music. And I miss having a routine, click and follow. Are there any or any more plans coming? So you have a whole library of almost 500 videos at your fingertips. So that's great. So what you need to do is you need to really dig into the membership site. And the membership site, so I'll record this for you and actually show you the back end of the membership site, but that's where each of the 4 different phase playlist video libraries are available. So I would definitely recommend that you are well equipped to start designing your own calendars now. If you really want a plan curated and created for you, that's where you can reach out to me for a Synced Success coaching call. So that's what I'm here for. Oh, you just want to be told what to do. Yeah. So if you are one of those gals who just wants to be told what to do, you and I can meet. I offer synced success calls and synced custom coaching calls. And in a custom coaching call, I will curate an exercise program for you. And what I'll do is I'm also going to teach you how to create your own calendars, targeting every body part so that it really becomes planning your own workout calendar on autopilot. A lot of the ladies who've done the Synced Success or the custom coaching call have had a really great experience, and it's given them the momentum, and it just makes it so easy. So we will, with this recording, we will link up the where you can access the Synced Success call or a custom coaching call, and they are so much fun, and I have so much such a great time putting that together for you. So how do you schedule a call? So the call, the link to schedule a call is inside the membership site. It's also pinned inside the Facebook group as well. And the Synced Success call is $150. And the custom call, which is where I'm creating a calendar for you, is $250. So you can just find those links. If you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to me inside the Facebook group or on a DM, and I'm happy to help you there. The custom schedule for, so that's really up to you. That's why it's custom. So some ladies want to have a custom calendar where they're working out 5 to 6 days a week. Other women want to use Synced for 2 to 3 days a week, but then they tell me about these other fitness modalities that they want to integrate into their Synced calendar. So then I create a calendar for them that integrates both the synced workouts plus whatever else they are doing. So it really depends on your fitness goals, your body composition goals, your how much you want to work out, your time, your schedule, your availability, the length of time that you have to work out. And I take that all into consideration when we get to creating those custom calendars for you. There's an intake form that's really detailed where you tell me about your your fitness, your level of fitness, your menstrual cycle or the moon, and we take it from there. Let's see, any other questions? Okay, somebody else says, I've gotten overwhelmed at time with the amount of videos and searching for certain phases. Is there a way on YouTube that we can save them into folders? Absolutely. And that is where I will show you how to do that in the recording where I'm sharing my screen, doing a screen share. But that's where what I would do if I were you, go into the membership site. If you want to save the menstrual phase library, I would go into the membership site, click on the button to get you to the YouTube menstrual phase video library, and I would add that playlist to your YouTube library or bookmark it on the device that you use to do your synced workouts, and then you have the menstrual phase library at your fingertips, and then do that with the other 3 phases as well. So that way, when you go to YouTube, you're not looking at the one synced library that has like 500 videos. you're actually looking at 4 or 5, if you download the quickie videos as well. You're looking at each of those phase library playlists. Yeah, so if that's your problem, that's easily fixable and figure outable. That's what I do. I've just saved each of those phases to my YouTube library. So then it's all there. And then you don't have to go searching for, am I menstrual? Is it follicular? Whatever phase it is, you already know that you're in that phase library. And then you can just pick which body part you want to work out. Or, do you want a 35-minute video? Do you want a 40-minute video? A lot of women were asking me in the AMA last week, they were asking about, how do I see how long the video is? That's where it's available on YouTube. At the bottom, it shows you exactly how long that video is. So that way, if you only have time for 20 minutes, it's there. Or if you have time for like a 45-minute class, you can do that as well. All right. How do I find a recording of one of the live classes easily? Do I just need to remember the name of it and look for that? Yep, that's what I would do. So just know, usually the live classes are updated into the YouTube library and on the membership site within 24 to 48 hours. And so I would just look for that really quickly. You've got the name of it, you've got the calendar, and you can even print out the monthly calendar. If you can't make those ones live, if you print it out, you can just highlight or check off those live classes that you actually found and were able to do. Yeah. All right. So yeah, there's a few more ladies still coming in. So if you still need help, reach out, post in the Facebook group, or reach out to me for a coaching call. I can help you get started. We can also work together to help you transition from the program calendars into using the library and the playlist and creating your own workout schedule. I will teach you, if you want to work together one-on-one, I can teach you how to create a comprehensive workout schedule for yourself. If you come down with an illness or an injury or a setback, again, that's another opportunity to reset and maybe recalibrate how you're going to be using Synced. There's also opportunity for accountability in the Facebook group. Post your workouts, post your sweaty selfies for that accountability, or we can work together for membership as well. If you're in perimenopause and your cycles are shifting, and like that one lady asked earlier, I'm not sure how to access, or not sure what phase or what phase I'm in, because things keep shifting and changing all the time. Exactly. Welcome to perimenopause. That's where we really need to listen to our bodies first. And so in perimenopause, we can work together to help you shift from following your cycle and leaning into following the moon. I gave the example as well. If you want to incorporate other exercise modalities into Synced, that's beautiful. That's such a great opportunity to take the things that you love to do and doing them in a cyclical way as well. And then, the final thing is, if you want to work together to have and design a custom workout calendar for you, we can take that off your plate as well. But if you love Synced and you still feel like you're struggling with your cycle, your period is changing, if you've got digestive issues, if you're feeling something is off with your thyroid, if you're gaining weight, if your blood sugar isn't feeling balanced, then I'd love to talk to you about the Hormone Project to see if that's maybe the next right step for you to begin to really dive deeper into understanding your body through the functional testing, through the 4-phase approach to healing your body, and by working with a practitioner who can really look under the hood to see exactly what's going on in your body. And I will tell you, ladies, watching live, you are the first to know, but the price of the Hormone Project is going up on November 1st. And so if the Hormone Project has been on your bucket list for a while, like I said, it was on mine for a long time, then reach out so that we can lock in the pricing that we have currently for you and get you started next month. So you do need to enroll in the Hormone Project this month to save your spot and get the pricing as it is currently before it goes up. So wanted you ladies to be the first to know. But yeah, if you want to chat more about Synced, or if you want to dive deeper into the Hormone Project, reach out. I mean, it's hard to believe that I'm on the other side of this now, that I get to work inside the team, you know, doing this. I am an ordinary woman. It's not like I have personal training certification. I'm not a practitioner. I'm an ordinary woman who has just really leaned into better understanding her own body, her health, her cycle, and wanting to be proactive and take those steps to be preventative and live just a kick-ass life. That's what I'm here for, and I have a feeling that's what you're here for as well. So I will wrap it up over in the next 5 minutes because I do want to respect your time. And like I said, I'll do a separate recording sharing my screen. I must have some kind of privacy setting that's blocked, that it wasn't allowing me to share my screen, but I will upload that for you as well. And I'm just going to take a quick look at the chat here. And oh, we've got a Hormone Project fan over here as well. Yeah, it's so interesting. So my synced story, like I said, I started with the Hormone Project first. I healed my body and my hormones, then I joined Synced. That's how it worked for me. But I know there's lots of ladies who start in Synced. They exhaust what we can do by really leaning into the alignment of that cyclical rhythm. But just, there's only seed cycling and exercising in alignment with your cycle really can only get you so far. There really is something deeper going on. It can absolutely help. And I am living proof of that. But sometimes we need a little bit of both out there. And so we're here to help you and support you. So if you want to reach out to me, you can find me in the Synced Facebook group. You can tag me, you can send me a DM. If you are curious about the Hormone Project and want a wellness advisor call to learn more about that program, reach out as well. I can send you an application. And yeah, sorry about the screen sharing not working, but I hope this was valuable to you, that you got some takeaways from my hot tips, and I will see you in the back end of this recording so that you can see exactly what the membership site looks like and dig in, press buttons, explore, and yeah, just we're here to support you. And thank you so much for spending this time with me as well. All right, so some people are motivated. They are ready to get started. So if you want to join me for a workout, I highly recommend it. So it's a Tabata lunchtime quickie, Mondays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. You can catch me there live or on a synced recording. All right, ladies, have a great rest of your evening, and you know where to find me. Bye, everybody.